big goofball. They were all over in the prison.
We're so high. We're so high in this country. Do you guys know that prescription medication is the #4 killer in America right now? And when did that start, by the way? When did we start getting out trophies for sucking? Because I would have been a legend. You know, Lenny Bruce said that if you say something long enough, you can take the heat out of it. And I thought, wow, my dad would have just let me leave. He would, and I'd have been run over in the parking lot by a student drive. It's almost like comedy as a hostage situation, as someone said to me.
Go! And they take off running. So if I piss this family off, you're going to see it on CNN.
And so I wrote this bit, where literally in the bit I say late-term abortion like 55 times. And I actually say, I said I don't believe any child, I don't think you should ever take a baby from the womb, because you don't know what a kid in the womb can be. You just don't know. What if that kid's going to cure cancer? What if that kid was going to be the greatest leader we ever had? You know, so I don't think there should ever be any.
Or that kid in the DMV.
Right, yeah, right. Wait, see, there's a problem. Hey, see, I don't think there should ever be any abortions. But I do believe once that child is born, there should be a 22-year late-term abortion window. So,
would you have made it past it yourself?
Yeah, I did. I thank God. I waited to do the bit before I passed it. And the weirdest thing about this show is I've been doing it in clubs and working on it, and I have had like a lot of people come up to me and go, "Can I buy this DVD? Where's this DVD? I need to show this to my kid. I want to show this to my kid. I want to show this to my kid." And I'm like, "Well, you're twisted parents, but I get it." And so that's a whole bit about, and the whole point of that bit is at the end is that if we had this 22-year late-term abortion thing, the only people left on the planet after about 25 years of my new legislation would be the best people of all races, people up to evolving the human race.
Depends on how you vote.
Well, we'd have parameters because they're mapping the genome right now.
Yeah.
So we would just take some DNA, map the genome. Oh, propensity towards serial killing. You're out. Sorry, check it out. Oh, sorry, this guy's gonna drive slow in the fast lane with his left turn signal on, texting his autobiography to his girlfriend. Sorry, out.
That'd be mean.
Out. Yeah, out. There you go. Done.
I'd be out.
Done. We may put you through a short program to see if you can change, but if not, out. Late term abort you. And I said if we did that, there would never be any time where a man would walk into a house of God and shoot somebody in cold blood. And then I go, hold on, late term abort a man in cold blood, because the audience, it's like this long bit that gets to a point, and the audience is like, oh my God, and then you have to end on funny. So I go through that, and then I talk about Obama. I want a blacker president. I mean, this whole show is about, because he's got white DNA, and white people's what got us. White people got us where we are. It wasn't black people that got us here. It was white people. Everybody, they were running stuff. Wasn't any black guys. I want a black president. I want a blue black president. Yeah, I want a president so black his motorcade still gets pulled over for no reason.
Blue avatar or something. I don't know. I'm thinking what blue.
She got nervous. She got nervous on that last one. She's like, "Is that racist?" No, not in the context I'm using it.
No, you are because you're white. See, just like I can crack Asian jokes.
Look, I know I'm a pasty-faced Peckerwood, but let me ask you, white guys in the room right now, do you guys trust white people? Do you trust white people? No. Hell no. Hell no. You know, I mean, look, all those people took the TARP money. General Motors. I mean, you know, Chrysler. Madoff, AIG, Lehman Stearns, Bear Stearns, Citibank, you know, white guy, fucking white guy, sorry. I was in Atlanta, and I'm playing this club, and you know, again, I'm a whore. If you pay my money, I'll go wherever. So the club is this club, and it's literally connected to a go-kart track. It's an Andretti, it's an indoor go-kart track, but it's a freaking go-kart track. So, and there's a nice restaurant off of it where they do the comedy every week. And so they're paying my money, so I'm doing my show, and I realize I'm working a go-kart track. And that's
the material for the next.
And then I thought, I'm working a theater next. There's no way I'm working another go-kart track. I'm going to go to San Francisco and do this show in a theater.
Working a go-kart? Like, are people riding around in go-kart?
Well, the restaurant was separate, but like on Saturday night, it's a busy night, and you could literally hear while I'm doing comedy. You could just barely hear it, but I could, and it just made me nuts. So we're taking this show to another level. I'm not.
Okay, you proved your point, Titus. Nothing's off limits.
Nothing's off limits. I don't believe it. I mean, you know, from technology to, you know, prescription medication. Do you guys know if the cavemen had these drugs that we have today, we would be extinct? Because the last thought going to the last caveman's mind would have been, hey, that tiger's running right at me. You just
Well, this is where we hope our wisdom matches our technical. But I think we're
we're
outpacing it.
yeah,
We're
outpacing it. Yes, we are. Our greed is screwing up. Our greed is screwing us up. And honestly, God, if we just cared about, and it's weird because it's such a base level, but I got that we got to watch each other's backs. And and one of the lines in the show is, I set it all up, but you got to abuse your kids a little bit, not a lot, not. I don't mean drive them into a lake, end up on Nancy Grace, just a little bit. Like my dad, when they're about this tall, keep those elbows up around the house, so they get that move down. You got to get them. They got to be able to not get themselves hurt.
Well, that's why that article in the Wall Street Journal was controversial. The one about Chinese tiger mothers.
What did it say?
Oh, Chinese
Strict mothers.
Strict
She
mothers.
was saying that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's a whole thing on Wall Street Journal, like 2,500 comments. Amy Chu.
Were they negative? Were the comments negative?
No, a lot of people agree,
half
right?
an hour.
Because
Yeah.
you're talking about
Actually, you know what? You
just a
should
little
read it. It's
we
funny.
had an incident recently where what happened to me? I was because, by the way, this kid in the DMV, I finally dealt with him. After his dad dealt with him, and his dad got back in line because the dad, what I thought the dad should have done was grab the kid, walk back in line, and done angry consonant with him. Get your butt to. I knew if my dad could no longer form a word, there was about to be a loud noise made on my skull. This guy sits the kid 2 seats from me and then goes back in line. And the kid waits till Zach gets back in line and starts screaming again. And I just turn on him and I go, hey. And I just go, listen, you're going to shut up. You got it? Your dad's here because something's wrong. He's trying to fix it and you're messing it up. And you know what he's talking about right now? Killing you. So you're going to shut up and be a good boy and save your own life. Do you got it? And this kid, the weirdest thing about this kid, I didn't touch him, but this kid looked at me, and he was holding a Snickers bar, and he was squeezing his hand, and his Snickers just went flaccid. It just went, and he just goes, okay, I'll be good. And that was it, and it was over. And like the people that were watching me do it, I was waiting for that person to go, I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe you talked to a little boy like that. People sitting along this wall looking at me like I was the Messiah. They're like, thank you. Can we touch the hem of your gown? So it was.
You did what they were all thinking of.
Yeah. Everybody wanted to, but we've become this society where we think it's
Why
bad.
are we so PC about things?
Yeah. My neighborhood growing up, I didn't have 2 parents. We had 60 parents in my neighborhood, and they dealt with us. If your parents weren't around, somebody pinch hit for your parents. Asian, you were raised pretty strict, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm grateful for it too.
Yeah. Without that, I wouldn't be playing this theater. That's the weird thing is that what's gonna happen? I'm so afraid if we keep going where we're going, our kids are gonna show up in 25 and be like, "Hey, Dad, thanks for letting TV raise me. Thanks for letting the video games destroy my social skills. Oh my God, I can't look you in the eye that long. I'm just, I finally got a new job. I'm addicted to crystal meth, and I have my own freeway off ramp where I beg for change. That's what I'm worried about." Or are they going to come back and say, I just graduated from the best educational system in the world because 25 years ago, you guys started a revolution.
So you're involved in something called the Insight
Youth Project. We just got
Yes.
our nonprofit for California too. Yes. I just got Dana Carvey's he just agreed to do the next benefit. We've had Leno headline one. We've had Bill Maher headline one. Basically, I got mad about charities. When I had my TV show and stuff, and after my TV show, I'd get these calls. Hey, can you be the celebrity at this charity thing? Yeah, okay. What are we doing? They go, we're going skiing. I'm like, okay, we're going skiing. And I remember thinking, that's kind of weird. It's a charity. And I'm going skiing. Well, how much work is that really?
Yeah.
And we went up to a gig.
Well, a lot if you don't know how to ski, but yeah.
Yeah, true. That is true. Good. Nice point. Very nice. So we go to this thing, and we ski all day. And then we're at this dinner, and I'm looking around at this dinner with 400 people in it, nice tables, a ton of money. And the kid that we're doing the benefit for sitting next to me, he's got a little medal on. No one's talking about him. Like, they get him doing all these speeches, but it's all these Nextel middle managers patting themselves on the back, talking about how good they were and how much they'd done, but no one brought the kid up. And I remember thinking, how come we're not standing at a hot dog cart and spending all this money on the kids instead of spending it on us here? So I decided to change the paradigm with charity. So now what we do, the Insight Youth Project, is for foster kids between the ages of 8 and 18. Because if you're 4 and you got something wrong, everyone wants a 4-year-old or 2-year-old. It's the kids that become 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When you hit 12, you're an adult to most people. Sorry, you got it. You can handle it. And so we do now is we'll do a benefit show. We don't do silent auction. We don't give you a lecture. We put on a kick-ass show. We have your ticket money. That 95% of it, all we do is pay for the rental of the theater out of it, and the rest of it goes directly to a specific charity that we pick. This year, it's going to be a place called Olive Crest that handles foster kids. It's our fault for going to Home Depot, picking up 6 of those guys to build an unpermitted bathroom on a house we can't afford. That's the problem. It's a Democrat and Republicans. No, it's not. That's Coke and Pepsi. Same crap, different can. It's not. It's prescription drugs' fault. Nope, it's our fault. And at the end of the day, if we would just stop bitching and do little things, man, if everybody did one thing, it's a little preachy. I promise it may be a little preachy, the show, at one point, but you'll be laughing your ass off the whole time I'm preaching.
It'll all be worth it.
And I won't make you feel guilty like a preacher would.
So it's like church, but you laugh, and there's like no topics off limits.
Yeah. And I when people say that, I hear all the time that I'm edgy and I'm dark, and I don't think so. I don't talk about sex or anything, but I do go into issues.
You don't talk about sex?
I go into issues. It's too easy. Sex is every comment that talks to
easy sex bad.
Yeah, easy sex is bad. That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's
they describe you once, edgy and confrontational.
a little bit. It's almost like comedy as a hostage situation, as someone said to me. They said you're on stage and you start out, and all of a sudden I realize, wow, I want to hear this, and I can't leave because he's going to do something. So comedy as a hostage situation, yes. But I'm not armed, and that's a good thing. So I hope it made sense at all. Did it make any sense?
Absolutely did. I was still a little vague on your positions on a couple of issues. But
Really?
I think
I like you. You're actually funny. Hey, an interviewer that's actually funny. How rare is that?
I am curious about one thing. You
Yep.
sort of mentioned a little about your girlfriend. Has anyone said, no, Titus, I can't go out with you because in case this doesn't work out, I'm going to be watching you up on stage and I'm going to get slammed left, right, and center.
She was when I did. If you saw Love Is Evil, the last one was about like the second half of it's about her. And there was a moment when I first started doing the bits where everyone else was laughing, and I look at her and she was sitting about 4 rows back, and she wasn't laughing. She was just like watching it, like, wow, you're telling the truth about us, and I don't know if I want to hear that. And at one point, my ex in court, when we were in court, she said, Your Honor, he's actually doing a show about me now. And I went back I did every show I did about her, and I had to go to court and go, Your Honor, I've done everything. And the court just goes, you married him, didn't you? You knew this was what he did, and he's talked about you for 3 shows now, and you didn't care about the other 2. Well, you care about the one after you cheated on him and did that? That's the one you care about?
I would say that's almost a perfect revenge. It's like any guy that's dating.
In a weird way, and my mom's mental illness and my dad all ended up there. And before that, I was just a crappy comic. Before I discovered that, I was just a really shitty comedian.
It's good to lemonade out of lemon.
Yes, exactly.
Was that too cliche?
Yeah, that's very cliche.
Fun out of felonies. How about that?
This guy, he
made
has his role and I have my role. I get it. Well, thanks, Titus, for your time. Neverlution here, San Francisco. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. You were great. You're, by the way, really funny. It's really odd.
Really?
Yeah, so many.
Maybe we could do
blow.
like the Titus Lonnie show. I've got lots
She
of
was.
material on this guy. I could throw
that'd be
in
cool,
there.
man. It's good cross-cultural too. I like it.
Yeah, you could do all the white jokes, and I could do all the Asian, and then we'd be like.
I was talking about I was German English. I didn't. You're what?